Hi guys, so I just want to do a quick review of turn it around the right way for you to see it, the ORICO MiniLink SSD um, docking station designed purposely to fit with the Mac Mini M4. My Mac Mini's off the camera, it's also running this session, so you don't need to see that. You wouldn't be watching this video if you didn't know what Mac Mini M4 looked like. And the fact that this is 5x5 matches. Well, that's it. I'm not here to do a review of the product, actually. What I'm really here to do is just give you like some hints and tips and a warning about this device. Because you might be like me, you're not in the game of tech. You are tech savvy, but you're not necessarily up to date with the absolute latest, greatest technology. I've bought NVMe M.2 SSDs in the past, or I've at least bought one. I've bought SATA drives and stuff, but I'm from like the old guard of MacBook Pro sort of stuff. So having a laptop from 2010 to 2014-15, I got the Retina and really loved it. So anyway, this Mac Mini M4 came along from Apple, super low price if you buy the base model with the minimal storage. And so you're looking for a device like this, or the small enclosures, the little rectangle enclosures, sort of this sort of size. And that's what I did initially. I went on Amazon. I knew I could get it straight away when the Mac Mini arrived, and these devices were still in their infancy, and to be honest, obviously still are at the moment. Most of these devices have only just been released in January. So anyway, this was the one that fit the bill best for me. So firstly, the simple stuff, the USB-A is fantastic. 10 gigabits per second, 2 on the front and also 1 on the rear. They've not bothered with USB-C. Why would you? You've got 5 on is it 3 or 4 of Thunderbolt 4 on the back, and then 2 USB-Cs. I might be wrong. Maybe it's 3 on the back. Maybe we've got 5 to 6 USB-C ports on your Mac Mini M4. So you've got plenty going on. If you're desperate for more USB-Cs, then get another docket, a USB hub. Sorry. Obviously USB-C for the Thunderbolt 4 side of things. This is your host. They call it PC-in, which is a little bit strange considering not many people call their Mac a personal computer, but we all know what that was for. That's your host. So this is where I'm kind of coming in to this video as a critic of this product. And that is because the PCIe 4.0 stamped on the bottom there seems fantastic on the face of it. But those of you with an eagle eye and that are more technically up to date, shall we say, with the latest technology. I've had to educate myself using ChatGPT recently to learn all about this stuff. But for those of you that know what you're talking about better than I do, you'll have seen that it says X1 and X2 there. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen trying to make sure I can get myself in focus. Trying to get the camera to focus on that. There you go. Oh, there it wants to go blurry again. I wonder if I go really close, will it try and... There we go. That's much better. All right, so it's got X1 and X2. Now, as a newbie to this kind of device, having never bought one of these before, I looked at that immediately and went, oh, it says on the back of the box here, disk 1 speed 3000M, which I guess is megabytes per second, disk 2 1300M. So I was like, right, go with number 1. So I put it in X1, plugged it in on the Mac Mini, and saw that the enclosure speed was 750 megabytes per second, and which seemed a bit odd. You know, I was getting 2,600 odd megabytes per second read speeds with the UGREEN and also a Yotta Master that I have tried just to see if there's any difference in speeds or cooling or performance, and there was none between those two. So once I did that, I thought, oh, we'll try the X2. I genuinely believe that X1 just meant like number 1 maybe instead of a #1 or like, you know, so I thought it was maybe shorthand for 1 and 2. So then I put it in X2 and saw the speeds double, and that was when I obviously had to talk to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT was able to explain that X1 and X2 is talking about the amount of lanes or bandwidth assigned to those slots, and that's the issue, and that's why I won't be sticking with this device. Because you are sticking in a PCIe 3.0 times 4 or a PCIe 4 or maybe even a PCIe 5 times 4 SSD card into a slot that will only half it and bottleneck your speeds. Why? I cannot work out. I'm so frustrated. I got so excited for this to arrive. They spent such little time dispatching it and sending it. It was so quick. I cannot fault Orico for how quick and everything is there. Customer service is good. I've spoke to them already, not about the issue. I haven't got a response yet about the issue with me just questioning and querying and saying, can I have a return? Because you've created a device that's halving my speeds. So I cannot fault them on the speed of delivery. However, 5 days from China to UK seems pretty impressive to me. So 3,000 megabytes per second advertised on the front, 40 gigabits per second. I was interested in this and its compatibility with Thunderbolt 4. The 3,000 megabytes per second, I thought, oh, great, it will cover the range that I know my Rocket Q will go up to. Of course, I was a little bit ignorant and naive to the fact that that's assuming that your enclosure is times 4, not times 2 or times 1 lanes of bandwidth. Forgive me if you're pulling your hair out listening to me talking rough tech speak here. So it's just primarily, this video is just trying to be helpful for the consumers that are in my position and just want to buy these products and not review them. And you know, you're all excited, and I've seen some YouTube comments of people going like, yes, I really want this device because it's 40 gigabits per second. Yeah, it's sort of half what you'd expect from these latest enclosures from Yachtomaster, UGREEN. I do see UGREEN getting talked about an awful lot. There was a lot of reviews and YouTubers more established than myself talking about the UGREEN and saying it's really fast, one of the top devices. I've got the one with the sort of copper orange sort of accents and aluminium on it. You can get another UGREEN that's more just, you know, like a flatter grey colour, but more, I think it's got more of a ribbed design for better heat sinking. So yeah, I'm going to be returning this, I think, or selling it. Obviously, if you're interested in buying it from me, then because you've got a fast enough device and you're not looking for super fast speeds, that's one thing to state. I'm running my home folder, so it's really important. That's why I'm saying this is an issue for me. Some people are like, well, what do you expect? You know, it's a fairly cheap device for the size and for all the other things you get and the quality. It's quite affordable. To get these kind of docking stations, you need to pay more money, which is absolutely fine. I know that now. But my UGREEN enclosure right now is on offer £69.99 in the UK on Amazon, and it's given me much faster speeds. I can pick up a USB-A hub with 3 or 4 ports. I've got one here with 4 ports on it. I've got another one with 3. I can pick that one up for like a tenner. So yeah, it's just annoying. I just feel like, why go through all of that hassle of creating such a wonderful product that is designed for a modern speed machine? You know, everyone's raving about how powerful this Mac Mini M4 is, and then you're just going to create a load of accessories that people are really excited and anticipating owning, so they don't have to pay the Apple tax of, you know, going up in levels on the hardware side of things, on the storage side of things, on the SSD capacities. They're getting yeah, it's just like, come on, like, just, you could literally set up the market and have it all to yourself if one of these companies goes, we've got the product, it looks like this, has all the same functionalities, SD cards, USB 3.2, or even USB 3.0. Like, who's using these with super duper fast things? Unless you're using another storage like hard drive, you know, like an old hard disk drive for your photo storage and stuff. But again, you just plug it in and you leave it for the day. For most people, if they're just backing up their phone photographs or videos, this is lovely that it's 10 gigabits per second. But for me, yeah, it wouldn't have made a difference. My USB hubs, the little like splitters are just USB 3.0, and I'm running devices that don't need mega speed. Audio interface doesn't need crazy speed. USB microphone, it doesn't need a lot of speed. So I think if just one of these companies, potentially RayQ, they have a 40 gigabits per second and an 80 gigabits per second version of this sort of device with minimal ports. I have noticed it's literally barely anything. You might get 1 or 2 USB-A ports. That's it on the RayQ version of this 40 gigabits per second SSD enclosure. So if RayQ are doing 4x4, I'm buying. If they're not, which I'm waiting for a response from RayQ, then I'm just going to have to just totally sack this idea off, because I'm not willing to have an enclosure like this just with this section and not be exploiting this section, when this was a, you know, sort of 80-90 quid device I think I spent on this in pre-sale. Yeah, I think that'll do for today. Yeah, like I said, this video isn't sponsored by ORICO or any particular manufacturer, and it's not going to be a paid YouTube video. It's just primarily to help. Apologies, my cat just nearly knocking over some flowers. Oh, he has knocked over the flowers. So yeah, over and out, and have a good rest of the year.